My name is Jamie Essler. I'm a resident of Post Falls, Idaho, and I'm a high school science teacher at Lake City High School. I've been teaching at Lake City for 9 years, and I've been teaching about these topics to high schoolers for almost 10 years now. I've been involved in scientific research in the topic of climate change and human involvement on the environment all over the Northern Hemisphere. And as a professional and a representative of the scientific community, I absolutely do not recommend any changes to what was removed from these standards. I think that the work of the Standards Review Committee was thorough, and I feel like it was professional. I know many of my colleagues who serve on that committee, and they've done one heck of a job. I'd like to read to you some segments of a letter I submitted to the House Education Committee prior to their vote to remove these particular standards in whole. From global to local scales, the scientific community has reached consensus on the magnitude and complexity of human influence on global climate systems. I can tell you from my own experiences as an educator and in scientific research that the community has reached absolute consensus. In Idaho, climate science is of particular importance. Our massive agriculture, hydroelectric power, recreation tourism, hunting and fishing, timber industries all place the health of our economy, environment, and cultural heritage in direct relationship with one another. Scientific evidence indicates that climate change currently threatens our freshwater resources, and therefore the very ways of life that make Idaho, Idaho. The students of our state must start learning about this as written in the current standards, so that they too can enjoy tomorrow all that Idaho offers today. The study of climate change utilizes the very same mathematics and scientific procedures of experimentation, observation, and peer review that have allowed the scientific community to develop advanced medicine, to design state-of-the-art communication technologies, and engineer 21st century agricultural practices. Accepting the results of the scientific community in some ways, while disregarding it in others, sends an unhealthy message about the validity and consistency of science to the young people sitting in our classrooms.
That's right.
We owe it to the students of future generations in our state to teach them that the foundational procedures of scientific thinking and exploration are uniform, disciplined, and thorough across all topics. We owe it to them to show that we trust the global consensus reached within the scientific community, regardless of the field of study. Through effective science instruction about the ways in which the scientific community has reached consensus, students of our state can then be positioned to decide for themselves what it means for their life. With your help, State Department of Education Science Review Committee, the last 2 years of your tireless effort can be trusted to provide our students with the scientific facts, mathematical observations, and critical thinking skills that they need to decide for themselves how climate change will ultimately affect their lives in Idaho. If we are willing to approve everything else in those standards, then we have to approve these others. Or you may as well throw them all out. Or we may as well throw out science education entirely. But we can't be picky. It undermines the entire process. I cordially invite the three of you, or any other members of the state legislature, to come to my classroom. Sit in with me and my students. I can help you understand the way that this can be taught and understood by anybody. Thank you.
Thank you.